Civic Center TV on Twitter and Civic Center TV 15 on Facebook. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. Stay tuned for the Splash Live. It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Sheff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Everyone is enjoying a relaxing and energy-filled summer out on the water. But if you have a little one who has yet to become acquainted with the water, it's not too late to get them started on swimming lessons. Goldfish Swim School in West Bloomfield is ready and available to help your child get accustomed to the water. And just recently, they took part in the world's largest swim lesson with several other swimming schools. I attended the event recently and heard from several people as to why these resources are so important to the community.
It is the world's largest swim lesson. It's just bringing awareness to drowning prevention and taking that first initial step to saying you're going to be a safer swimmer by taking this lesson. So what we're going to have today is this hour of open swim where the kids get to have fun in the water, participate in it, and then afterwards we're going to do a water safety presentation, not just for the kids but also for the parents on how to practice water safety at home.
I think it's absolutely important for all the young children to learn how to swim. We live in Michigan. There's a lot of lakes around here, and it's important to know how to swim.
How cool is it for a place like Goldfish to be involved in something like the world's largest swim lesson?
That's a pretty amazing effort that they're putting forth to get people out and aware of water safety. Even if they can swim just a little bit, it's helpful, but I would always suggest a life jacket for younger children anyways.
What would you say were some of the most important lessons that were taught at this class today?
Probably it was nice at the end that they explored like how to do the water safety, try to help others if they're in need, because we've never really talked about it. So it's nice to know like to throw something for help and stuff like that. Yeah.
You kind of see every day different stories of stuff happening around the water, and I kind of do as much as I can to prevent that, as well as everyone else here. We really strive to keep everyone safe, not only here, not only with their at-home school, not only it's kind of like rivers, lakes, anything around that, just kind of around the world. Really just bring awareness as much as possible to people just so they can be safe in and around the water. What
do you hope are some of the biggest things everyone takes away from here today?
I hope everybody takes away a much better understanding of the water safety that's needed and how to protect your children in the lakes and rivers of the area.
I think the most important thing that if I can tell them is swim lessons save lives. By taking swim lessons, you stop that prevention of drowning up to 80%. So it is just such a big number. That's a big jump. 80% is such a big number to know that, like just knowing that we're going to prevent that drowning.
Our biggest thing is water safety. Our number one priority is water safety. So not only just as being a Goldfish thing, but being a nationwide thing of people at home doing this, different swim schools of really pushing that water safety. We have our whole month dedicated to water safety, so I love that we can put an extra day worldwide to have people put first water safety.
Water safety is very, very important, and it's amazing that we have resources like what's available with Goldfish Swim School to help keep everybody safe this summer. Get ready for a fun night of cards and community at Sylvan's monthly euchre tournament on Wednesday, July 16th at 6:30 p.m. Held at the Sylvan Lake Community Center, this laid-back event is a great way to meet neighbors, enjoy some friendly competition, and test your euchre skills. The format is round robin with a $5 buy-in, and the top 3 scorers will win a share of the pot. Everyone rotates as partners, and scores are recorded after each round. Bring your own drinks and bring a friend, as everybody is welcome. To sign up, you can call or text Amy Decatur at 574-514-1919. Once again, that's 574-514-1919. Not too late to join in on the fun. Sounds like a really, really great night. Experience a night of laughs on the lake at Paddleboard Comedy Night, happening Thursday, July 18th at 7 p.m., hosted by Luna Moon Sup Yoga. This one-of-a-kind event combines stand-up comedy with the serene setting of paddleboarding at sunset. Enjoy the hilarious talents of comedian Corey Yerk as you float, laugh, and soak in the summer vibes. Whether you're on a board or enjoying from the shore, this is sure to be an unforgettable evening of comedy and community. Once again, that is going to be taking place on Friday, July 18th at 7 p.m., hosted by Luna Moon SUP Yoga. The Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce cordially invites the community to its 17th annual Key to the Township Awards, a prestigious event celebrating local excellence and leadership. This year's ceremony will take place on July 30th, beginning at 8:30 a.m. at the elegant Wabi Country Club, located at 4000 Clubgate Drive in Bloomfield Hills. Tickets are priced at $65 for chamber members and $75 for non-members, with reservations and prepayment required by July 25th. Attendees can conveniently purchase tickets online via credit card at www.westbloomfieldchamber.com. So still plenty of time to check in and to be a part of such a prestigious event. Football season is still a couple of months away, but some of West Bloomfield Lakers' biggest stars are still doing their part in helping out the community. One of those big stars is Brandon Davis Swain, who just recently stopped by his old high school to host his 2nd annual youth football camp, a chance to get started the athletic journeys of some of the future West Bloomfield Lakers. I was out at the event to hear all about it and to hear from some of the people as to why these resources are important for everybody.
Oh man, well, it's definitely something we looked forward to since last year. We're happy that he's back again the 2nd time in a row. This is a free event that he's offering for the kids. There's a lot of other camps out there, but they all require, a payment. And so the fact that Brandon's still in college, as a college student, has decided to use his time and effort to come out here and give this event for the kids and have kids like my son out here for free. So we appreciate it.
What made you decide to bring your child here today to partake in this fabulous camp?
I brought him here today because I wanted him to see and have the full and true experience of what it is to be a football player. He's really in tune with football, but sometimes it's a bit hard for him just because he sees the battles and the struggles of the other kids and what they can do and what he feels like he's limited to. This is an evolving camp and it's really good for him. And I've known Brandon personally myself, so I feel like Brandon is good outreach on the kids for them to see what they could be in the future.
It's a great feeling, to come back and give to the kids. It's already a great feeling giving back. You're not on the earth for one thing, you're on the earth for multiple things, and one of them giving back to the youth. Yeah, you can't forget where you come from. That's one big thing too. Don't forget where you come from. Always look back and try to improve on how it was a couple years ago till now. So.
How important would you say camps like this are to the kids of the community to really help develop those fundamental football skills?
I think it's important because if the kids come to your camp, they probably look up to you as a college football player. So seeing you, they probably get inspired to do more. In my eyes, do more and probably want to play the sport more too.
Super important. I think any youth programming with good people running it are super important for the community, but it's even more special to see somebody like Brandon and his family come out and run something like this for free of charge for the kids. They're feeding the kids today. Every kid gets a free shirt. They're going to have prizes and raffles for all these kids. It's really cool to see an event like this that's being put on for free for everybody.
What do you hope is the biggest thing that your kid and all of the kids take away from this experience today?
Well, what I want them to take away, it's not easy. You got to work hard to get to that level. So I think this creates a habit. So hard work can get you there. So that's my primary take from it. And you get to meet kids from all different teams, and you get to socialize. And then a lot of them will probably be seeing each other in high school, whether on the same team or against each other. So I think it's definitely a good situation.
I feel like it's important for the community to give our kids something to do. There's a lot of things that they could be doing, and to devote their time to come here today and play football and to really show their skills and put forth the work to become something one day, whether it's an NFL player, baseball player, basketball player, what they decide to choose, they have the choice and to know that they could possibly make it in the future.
Brandon Davis-Swain, of course, currently plays for the Colorado Buffaloes under the incredible coaching of NFL legend Deion Sanders. So Brandon has certainly made the big time in college and hopefully will continue his journey into the NFL. And it's always great to see him never forget where he came from and to give back and support the great people of Greater West Bloomfield. So we really appreciate Brandon for everything he does and for allowing me to stop by and to check out this amazing camp firsthand. We're just getting started here on the Splash Live. Plenty of other great stories and great topics to get into as the hour goes on. We're going to take a quick break and jump into more of those stories right after this. Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Can't be late to your own party. Hurry up! Hurry up! Ah! Do not cut me off. It's her fault. Her fault. You kidding me? Honk, honk, honk! Honk, honk, honk! Honk, honk! Late! Out of my way! Honk! I hate construction!
You should have slowed down.
My party.
You wouldn't act this way in a store, so don't act this way on the road. Driving slower saves lives.
Floodwaters can rise fast. Take precautions to stay safe. Follow the instructions of local officials and all emergency notifications. If authorities say evacuate, don't wait. Do not walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Just 1 foot of water can sweep away a vehicle. Never drive around barricades. You don't know what danger may be on the other side. For more tips on how to protect your family, visit ready.gov/floods.
A breath of fresh air would do you a world of good. Breathe in deep and let fresh renew your spirit in pure Michigan.
Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Schaff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. For everyone in Greater West Bloomfield and beyond who's looking to get outside this week for some fun, the Oakland County Fair recently kicked off on Friday, July 11th, and will be underway until Sunday, July 20th. Now, to quote one of my favorite characters from SNL, This place has everything. It has animals, a petting zoo, fun rides, and all sorts of experiences to make your day special. Joining us now on the Splash Live to tell us all about it is the Oakland County Fair General Manager, L.C. Scramlin. L.C., thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Well, thanks for having us on. There's nothing better than talking about fair with you folks.
You are absolutely right. I'm very, very excited to hear about everything that's to come with this Oakland County Fair this year. What are you most excited about this year, LC?
Oh, you even quoted me already. There's something here for everybody, and that's what makes me the most excited, because the racing pigs are running, the sea lions are splashing, the barns are filled with livestock, the horse show's going on, the carnival, the Wheels of Agriculture, a new game show that kids can participate in, the petting zoos. They're all fired up and just waiting for everybody.
Oh my gosh, this does sound like so much fun. Everyone is going to have a blast out there. Now, the Oakland County Fair, that's been going on for quite a few years. How has the fair grown or evolved over the years, especially during your own involvement?
Yes, this is my 38th fair. And now I'm even got 5 grandkids showing, which I was the 3rd generation, and now we're up to 2 more generations here participating. So the magic for Oakland County youth is still here at the fair, and like I said, come, they enjoy talking with the general public, explaining their part in agriculture, which has been a great part of Oakland County forever, really. And we're just keeping that alive. And you can certainly have some great interactions with some of our young people.
You said it, LC. It is such a great thing to hear about those family connections that are strengthening because of the fair and the love of the fair. What ways do you think that the Oakland County Fair helps to bring the community together?
Well, like I said, we've got over 500 youth exhibitors here with us. We've got band boosters working, junior football teams, college kids that need to earn community service time. We'll use many community service organizations to help us that have already helped us with setup, manning, everything on grounds. And they'll even be here after the 20th helping us pack everything away for a year.
Well, I love hearing all about this, LC. Can you go into maybe some of the behind-the-scenes efforts that go into making the fair such a success every year?
Well, it takes just inordinate amount of things, setting up for the grandstand events, setting up for the carnival to come in. Of course, we have almost 200 campers here on the ground for people to stay the whole time. And so setting that hall up is tremendous. Our exhibit hall is located in the historic Ellis Barn that was built here in 1883 in Oakland County, and is actually a historic monument, really, you could say. And so it's great for people to come out and see that. And of course, getting that set up for what we call our still exhibits, everything from computers to Legos to still the traditional things of cooking, canning, and like I said, the old adage is there's something there for everybody on our exhibitor side and our attendees. And it's just a family thing all the way around, tied into the community. Doesn't get hardly any better than that.
You're absolutely right, LC, and I can't wait to see and hear all of the fun stories that are to come with the Oakland County Fair this year. LC Scramlin, the General Manager of the Oakland County Fair, we thank you so much for your time in joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Well, we thank you folks and all the people in the community that have come out and supported us. You know, our roots go back into the 1800s. We helped train troops on the old Oakland County Fair Board for the Civil War back in the 1800s. So we've been here for a while, but the magic still keeps on working.
That's right, and I can't wait to see that magic carrying on for many, many years to come. Once again, the Oakland County Fair is going to be taking place right now all the way until July 20th. Plenty of opportunities to make memories all throughout the next week. In case you missed it, this month, July, is National Parks and Recreation Month, a chance for everybody to give back and to thank our parks and recreation workers for everything they do in the community. Of course, that love extends to our very own West Bloomfield Parks. And their executive director, Kelly Heyer, recently joined us on the Splash Live to tell us all about how Parks is celebrating this fabulous month. Great to see you outside. A lovely day out. Really enjoying the summer. First and foremost, happy Parks and Recreation Month. How is West Bloomfield Parks celebrating this year?
Thank you for that. Well, we have taken the time the last couple years to celebrate Parks and Recreation Month and really celebrate, of course, on our social media. But the new thing that we've been focusing on is Parks and Recreation Professionals Day, which is in a couple weeks, and it takes just a little creativity to bring some fun to our seasonal and our full-time, part-time staff's days. So this year we have planned a hydration station themed with some fun drinks that'll be served up at Lily Pad Springs, Connect, Rack, Marshbank Park, and Drake Sports Park, our main locations throughout the summer.
Wow, all of that sounds amazing. How did this event come together, and how did you guys decide to put something like this together?
Well, the tough thing is when we're celebrating in July, which is an appropriate month to celebrate across the nation, is in Michigan, we've got long days, and our summer programming is going super strong. So all of our locations and all of our programs are in full-blown effect. So how do you work in having a little fun and rewarding staff while they're working? So the last couple of years, we've tried to get creative and what can we do to provide a short lunch or an added break to people's days and still get the work done, because our residents still want quality services every day for the month of July, of course. So last year we did some ice cream floats. This year we're going with the hydration station theme, and which is appropriate because we're now entering into a couple weeks of 80-degree days, it looks like in the forecast, Jake.
That's absolutely right. I mean, I was just on vacation recently. The summer heat is no joke. Very, very important to stay hydrated. And this summer, there's already been some great things with West Bloomfield Parks. There's going to be plenty more things throughout the rest of the summer. How are you encouraging the community to get involved and appreciate the value of local parks and recreation services?
Well, we use a tagline frequently that there's something for everyone here. So if you were looking for some more passive recreation, I'm here right at Marshbank Park. You can see behind me, you can hop on the walking trail, which will be under construction shortly, starting in August, by the way. We're replacing a portion of our walking path. But you can hop on the nature preserve trails, you can hop on the West Bloomfield Trail. We've got trails at Drake Sports Park and Pine Lake. So lots of passive recreation. But if you're looking for more social opportunity, of course, check out our Marshbank Park music series that's launching this Wednesday. So we have live concert in the parks for the Wednesdays in July. But if you want some water fun, we've got some kayaking programs, perhaps that might interest you, to Lily Pad Springs, of course, our splash packs. So Splash Park. So there's something for everyone here at West Bloomfield Parks. It's just a matter of what you desire and how social you want to be.
That's right. Something for everyone, and everything is available to help make this summer the best it can possibly be. Now, we've talked about how this is providing so much fun for everybody, but how do West Bloomfield Parks contribute to the health and wellness of the community all year round?
Well, we could talk about your mental health, or we can talk about your physical health. So the physical health is a little bit more obvious. So I talked about a little bit of passive recreation, but also you can get into a league or something more cardio or active. So we've got our pickleball programs, we've got our softball. We're soon we'll be doing fall registration for our fall softball leagues. And then of course, we've got our group fitness. So everything from, if you are low mobility, you want something high cardio, check out our recreation offerings. We've had instructors teaching for us for over 20 years, and we've got a great array of group fitness opportunities. And then let's talk about your mental health. And again, this can be something where you just need to get outdoors, breathe the fresh air, be surrounded with nature. And for example, studies show that just a view of water increases your happiness level. That statistics and data is out there that supports that, to hearing peaceful sounds of nature. And so we've got so many options here. And then, of course, the social aspect. So again, if you can't be in the humidity or the heat, or you're worried about the elements, come check out what we have indoor at the Recreation Activity Center, at our nature room, or even at Connect, our senior center, off of Farmington and 14.
So many great things on display all throughout Greater West Bloomfield. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with West Bloomfield Parks Executive Director Kelly Heyer, talking about how July is National Parks and Recreation Month and how West Bloomfield Parks is celebrating the month in style and showing all of their appreciation to the community. Now, Kelly, a lot of people throughout Greater West Bloomfield have been to at least one of the many parks throughout here, but what would you say to someone who hasn't explored West Bloomfield Parks before, and why is now the perfect time?
Well, typically in July, the weather is very conducive to outdoor recreation, and the daylight stays nice and light to later on into the evening. So I'm here at Marshbank Park. We've got a great walking trail. We've got access to Cass Lake, our fishing pier, as well as our kayak. I'm on the playground right now. You can hear some kids just showed up. And this is one of our many playgrounds that we have in our park system, to maybe get out to Drake Sports Park. Drake Sports Park's on the other end of the township, and that offers a lot of sport amenities. And we've got a brand new playground there. And then I would say people need to check out the West Bloomfield Trail, because that is so unique. That is a Great Lake to Lake Trail, Route 1, that goes from Lake Huron to Lake Michigan, and we own 7 miles of it, and it will get you not only some great cardio, whether you're walking, biking, but you can get great views of nature, and you're going to meet some really great people around the way.
All great spots you just mentioned, Kelly. I've been to each of them several times, and they absolutely provide everything that you just said that they do. Now, the community plays a big role into everything that West Bloomfield Parks does. How has community feedback shaped what you guys put your efforts in to helping to make Greater West Bloomfield as amazing as it could possibly be?
I've got to say, Jake, that our residents are some of the most open, and they give great suggestions, and they're so supportive. So starting back with our master planning and our bond proposal, we are supported by residents not only through our 4 millages, but also with this bond proposal to do some really great things for our park system to set us up for the next 50 years. But anything from a simple phone call, like, hey, there's a tree down in the preserve, to, hey, have you guys ever thought about this program? I mean, West Bloomfield residents are not shy about sharing ideas, but oftentimes they're great ideas and we can respond to them. And we've been able to implement some really quality changes to make sure that our experiences are, we're delivering the experiences that we should be delivering. And it is thanks to the residents being a part of this process too.
That's right. The residents play such a big role in everything. And how can the residents stay informed about everything West Bloomfield Parks has planned, both for throughout the month of July and beyond?
Great question. So we have a weekly email blast that our marketing team puts out. This is like the top 5 things that you need to know in West Bloomfield each week. It's a really great tool to stay connected. And it will also put building closures, we'll put in there park closures, capital improvement updates. So if you aren't signed up for that, you need to sign up for the weekly buzz right now. That's on our website. See us at an event. We always have an information booth on our bigger events. And this is where you can come talk to a staff member. Like, maybe it's an issue that you have or a concern you have. You just want to get more involved. You want to volunteer with us. We have a lot of quality staff that can answer all of your questions at our events. And then, of course, social media. You watch our Instagram page, our Facebook page. We are always active with our social pages and make sure that we're highlighting not only the events in the past that have happened, but then also getting people excited for what's upcoming.
All great ways to stay informed. Kelly, before we let you go, is there any final words that you'd like to say about West Bloomfield or about Parks and Recreation Month and anything you want to say to the community?
I would say thank you to our residents for supporting us, but then thank you to staff. We have the most hardworking, innovative, creative, dedicated, enthusiastic, and just caring parks team. And it doesn't matter if you're at camp or if you're at lily pad, you're getting waited on the front desk, you're getting picked up by a bus driver. I've never worked in anywhere else that has a more committed team than here at West Bloomfield Park. So if you're listening and you work for West Bloomfield Parks, thank you. Thank you for joining us, this team. We're not only do we have 40 full-time, part-time, round the year people, but then we are joined by 50 seasonals throughout the summertime, and we couldn't do it without you.
Such high praise. And all of that hard work is made possible by every single member of the West Bloomfield Parks team, including you, Kelly. Thank you so much for everything you do, and thank you for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thanks for having me.
If you're out at any local event throughout Greater West Bloomfield and you see anybody from West Bloomfield Parks, make sure you introduce yourselves, give them a big thank you for everything they do for the community. But we really appreciate Kelly Heyer for stopping by and for talking to us here on the Splash Live. The Kego Harbor Block Party will be returning to the Greater West Bloomfield community on Friday, July 18th. Fun games, sights, and memories to be made all night long. But if you're at the event and starting to get a little hungry, have no fear, because Egg Roll Diva will be there serving up its signature flavors. Egg Roll Diva began from a cherished family recipe that Belinda Beard's mother, that's the owner, created in 1988. Ground turkey egg rolls with a healthy, creative twist. We are now joined here on the Splash Live by the Egg Roll Diva herself, owner and operator Belinda Beard. Belinda, how are you today?
Hey there, doing great. How are you?
I am fantastic and really excited to be getting into this conversation. I'm listening about these, hearing about these egg rolls. I'm already getting hungry, which is a great sign. What does it feel to bring your mother's famous egg roll recipe to a modern audience at events like the Kego Harbor Block Party?
Right. It brings such a lot of joy for me to share these egg rolls with everybody, and the community has been so gracious in loving these egg rolls. So I'm excited for the Kego Harbor Block Party this Friday, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. We'll be there, just serving up a delicious variety of fresh gourmet egg rolls, including vegan options as well as meat options, corned beef, crab rangoon, southwestern chicken, just a different flavor option for everybody. And somebody's going to like something off that menu.
I'm sure that will be the case. Everyone, there's something for everybody with this food truck. Now, I'm curious about how this endeavor, Egg Roll Diva, got started, because I understand that cooking was not your initial job. You started somewhere else. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah. So my mother made these this egg roll recipe, ground turkey egg rolls, back in '88, and so me and my siblings have been doing this recipe our entire lives. But right before the pandemic started, I did start a business called Egg Roll Diva, and I just started on the weekends. And after work, I was working in corporate America at the time at Ernst & Young as a senior executive assistant. So I had a full-time job. But once the business got started, it really took over, and I was able to get a food truck within 1 year of starting back in 2021. And then I quit my job, and ever since been doing these egg rolls. So it's such a passion for me. My whole family has jumped in to help with this business, and I just got my second food truck. So we're always out here. We love, in the community, always downtown Detroit, or always in the suburbs of the community at different festivals and events.
Nice. Congratulations on the second food truck. And it's great to hear of all of that family support in helping you become the incredible business owner that you are. Now, since running Egg Roll Diva full time, how would you say that your kitchen and your cooking style has evolved?
Right. So now we're cooking for the masses, right? It's not just like family and friends. So I have a commercial kitchen. You have to prep. It's so much that goes into serving a large crowd. We have expanded our flavor profile, because it started with one egg roll flavor and it's extended to like 10 or 20 options, but we can only do 5 to 6 options per day to get them out. So we try to keep the menu rotating, but definitely the cooking style has changed from just a simple, kitchen cook to serving the masses at different events.
That's right. Everything has just gotten bigger and better over time, and you have adapted greatly. Now, I would imagine that starting up...
I have a connection issue over here.
I'm so sorry. It looks like we're having a brief connection issue with Belinda. We're going to get that straightened out in just a moment and get back to her with this incredible interview in just a hot second. We're going to take a quick break. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. I'm sorry. It looks like we are back with Belinda Beard. We can continue on with the interview. Sorry about that. So going into a food truck business like this, I would imagine that there were a good deal of challenges maybe as you got started. What challenges were you facing early on, and how did your community rally around you as you got going?
Yeah, so just learning the business of food is totally different from corporate America in an office environment. It's just learning the new processes, getting the permitting licenses, getting the training for the team, and learning how to really run the business. So it's so many things involved in this business. It's not just like serving up these hot, delicious egg rolls, but it's the entire business of food. So I've been able to really take advantage of the resources in the community, from Easter Market, Serve Safe programs, to different community resources, to different foundations that serve as mentors to small businesses like mine. I've really gotten such support from the community, and you have to actually know where to look. So you have to do a lot of research to find where to get that support for your small business. But I've actually been able to tap in, and it's been such a help for my business to grow, and we're expanding.
That is amazing. Glad to hear about all this success. Now, cooking from your mother's legacy is obviously very personal for you. How do you continue to innovate your menu while still staying true to those foundational flavors?
Right. So we're never going to go far from the original egg roll, which was her ground turkey egg roll that I started with. But because of social media and different people giving feedback on, oh, let's try this flavor, let's do this. So we always want to throw in a new flavor for the egg rolls, and I do a lot of research and TikTok and different options to, try a different flavor of the month or something like that, and they really take off. Our latest one has been like our Jamaican jerk chicken, and that one is a popular one. It has a little kick, but it's so delicious. So we just try to keep rotating and stay true to the original recipe, but we're always going to have something that excites the palate profile.
Right now, Belinda Beard is joining us with the Egg Roll Diva food truck owner, who's going to be at the next Kego Harbor block party taking place on Friday, July 18th. Now, how do you think food trucks like Egg Roll Diva contribute to Kego Harbor and the Greater West Bloomfield area's sense of community and celebration?
Definitely. It's just good to see such a diverse variety of food trucks. And Egg Roll Diva, we're in Oakland County. We're right here in Southfield. We do so many events throughout the community, Oakland County, Wayne, all the different counties. So it's so nice to just have that support from the community and just have a diverse option. And I love that people come out. They're excited to try this food. We give them great, customer service. And we're just excited to be there this Friday.
I can't wait to see everybody out there enjoying your incredible food. And it's great to hear about your story in starting your own business. What opportunities or advice would you give to other local parents or budding entrepreneurs in West Bloomfield thinking about turning their family recipes into a business?
Right. I just think it all does come from hard work and consistency. So I never stopped. When I started in March of 2020, I just found ways to keep growing the brand, getting the name out there, having a great product, making sure and tap into all the local resources as mentioned, and definitely just consistent, great food. You can't go wrong with that.
That's absolutely right. Belinda, one more question before we wrap things up. What's one thing you hope West Bloomfield residents take away from their experience of Egg Roll Diva at the Kego Harbor Block Party coming up this week?
Well, if you haven't tried Egg Roll Diva, I definitely encourage you to come on out. If you have, keep coming back. We love our repeat customers, and we just want you to keep following us. You can find our schedule on eggrolldiva.com, and we're always at local events, festivals for the rest of the season. So just come on out and try, and if you're a return customer, we can't wait to see you.
And I can't wait to see you popping all around Greater West Bloomfield in the months to come. Belinda, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Have a good one, guys.
You as well. All of this food talk is making me very, very hungry. It's very hard to host the show when you're hungry, but can't wait to see what Belinda has in store with Egg Roll Diva at the Kego Harbor Block Party this Friday. As we said earlier in the show, the 17th annual Key to the Township Awards will be taking place on July 30th, celebrating several community accomplishments throughout the past year and the officials who made them happen. Suzanne Levine, the executive director of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, recently joined us on the Splash Live to tell us more.
Thanks for being here.
Good morning. How are you today, Kevin?
Doing just great, especially now that I have you here. Just want to inquire a little bit about this event. Just talk about it, because I'm very, very interested. Just explain the significance of the Key to the Township Awards for our community.
Well, we used to have an annual Key to the Township Awards event prior to COVID. It was great. It was a great way for the community to honor all the people in our community. And so we send out a nomination form, and it's based on not only the criteria on the number of nominations they received, but basically how they've impacted the community. So we're so excited to bring it back. And it'll be this year at Wabi Country Club. And again, we have our fabulous Charlie Langton as the MC. And if you've seen him, he's a lot of fun. So it should be a fabulous event. And these are really great award winners this year. But this year especially, I think people were excited to have this again. And so I'm excited to host this.
Yes, I'm excited as well, watching some of the clips on Civic Center TV from the recent events as well. So can we just go back a little bit? Tell us a little bit about the history of the event and how it has evolved over the past 17 years.
Well, originally they had them before I was even in the chamber as a way to just honor people in our community, because they felt there's so many unsung heroes that deserve to be recognized. So they were kind of modest events. And then when I kind of took over, I like to do things in a big splash, as they say. So I tried to reinvent it and make it where we have a local TV personality, we have a raffle, we have beautiful awards. They get a couple minutes to, give a speech. And so, and then we had Charlie Langton, who actually is the most fun MC that we've had. And we're going to do some interesting twists this year, but we have really, really great, people. And I think everyone should think about attending, because this is a great way to show support for people in our community that really have impacted, either financially, physically, emotionally. I just think it's really a great way to honor them.
Yeah, I would agree too. I see people around the area who pick up trash, who volunteer their times and see different people at different events. And it's not often or at all, in most cases, where people who are citizens or residents of a community get recognized for some of the work that they do, cleaning up or doing stuff that no one asked them to do. But for you, the Chamber of Commerce and the community to come together, create this for that recognition, I think it speaks volumes. Now, real quick, for anyone who may be aspiring to be one of these nominees, what criteria is used to select the award recipients?
Well, basically, they just have to work, live, or play in West Bloomfield. So it's pretty broad. And then they have usually someone else submits it for them and explains why they deserve to be honored. It's in 5 different categories: leadership, business, young entrepreneur, and I think there's leadership, business, young entrepreneur, and health and wellness. And then I actually get to pick a chamber member of the year. This is someone who supports me and supports the chamber and goes above and beyond. And this year we're so happy. Kay Fawcett is our treasurer at the chamber. And people don't realize, but the board is not paid. So for her to do this, especially because she is an accountant, and you can imagine during those months with all the tax issues, she's pretty busy, but she still maintains a great way to make sure that I'm doing my job and that the chamber stays solvent.
Good. That further just explains how people are so committed to things like this, events like this that recognize other residents that help our community just be great overall. With me right here live on the Splash, by the way, Executive Director for the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, Suzanne Levine, talking about the Key to the Township Awards that'll be coming up soon, just recognizing local residents and all the efforts and work that they've done as well. Are you able to tell us a little bit about some of the people who will be honored at this event, or is that a secret?
No, we revealed it.
Okay.
Our business leader of the year is Joe Barbat. He is, I believe he's the CEO and president of Detroit Prime Concepts Detroit. And he's amazing. He owns most of the fabulous restaurants in our area. He's committed to making sure that we are upscale, like Prime 29, Nara. He owns Wabi Country Club. He owns Aurora and the Aurora on the Lake they just purchased in Commerce. And he's just a really generous, fabulous human being, and we're so happy to honor him because he's one of those unsung heroes too. He just wants to invest in our community, which is so important.
Yeah.
It's important for our schools and our community, but he also, you can see that the parking lots are full, so they do a great job of making sure that we are well fed, and it's a great place to celebrate, parties or just, have a fabulous meal. So he's really, we're really thrilled. And he's part of the Chaldean community, which I love the fact our chamber is really committed now to working hand in hand with them. I think it's important. I've explained to other people that there really is no, you can't be worried about competition. I can't be worried about what other chambers are doing. I can only offer the best that we can possibly offer, and every chamber offers something else. But the Chaldean community is a very present here, and so I think it's really important. They've reached out to me. We do a lot of collaboration, but I'm really happy to honor someone from their community that has done so much.
Oh, it sounds well deserved as well for everything that they've done, and I love that you all are collaborating with the Chaldean Community Center as well. So speaks volumes. Great work as well. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I saw that the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce's mission basically just talks about bringing business and community together in some type of way. How do you feel like this event aligns with that mission?
I think it's great because if you look at the the award winners, it's a very diverse group. We have Shana Johnson from, she's the president, and now she's the regional president of West of Henry Ford, system, and she is a phenomenal leader. I mean, Henry Ford is the West Bloomfield is the largest employer in our area and a really important supporter of the chamber and the community. So we're really excited. So the way that we do that is if you can find a diverse group of people to honor, you are bringing people that maybe didn't have an opportunity to meet a Joe Barbat. Maybe they have an idea that they can pitch to him, or Shana Johnson talk about some of the, health and wellness issues. So I'm really excited because I think that the best way to bring the community and business together is to host as many events that is open to the public. Anyone attend. There is a fee, but it's just a great networking event, and it's a casual atmosphere and a fun one, especially since, as I say, Charlie Langton brings a certain dash of spice. You never know. But that adds to the excitement of the event.
Man, it sounds so great as well. And I want to touch on something that you just recently spoke on. This event is open to the public, although we are recognizing, like you said, residents and business owners and organizations who made an impact. I want you to just talk about, because this is open to the public, why should just a general resident of Greater West Bloomfield community attend or support events like this?
The reason is that we really need these business owners and these organizations to be vibrant, to support community. It's not just about the chamber. It's about our community. The money that they pay goes towards our Parks and Rec and our library, our police, our fire department. It's our roads, everything. So I think it's really important. And for them, it's a great way to maybe get in touch with, we're going to have, I believe, Senator Bayer, Representative Noah Arbett. We have some officials there. So it's a great way for them to get to meet these people that they might not ordinarily get to meet. And perhaps, tell them about an issue or find out a way that they can contact them.
Yeah, no, that's very well said, as a matter of fact. Not too many people will get the opportunity to meet their local state representative and be able to have a one-on-one with them as well. So this gives them that opportunity to speak to them and other people in the area who are making great impacts to our community. Now, I do want to ask you, since this does take the effort of the community putting events like this together, how can individuals, organizations, or businesses get involved or sponsor events like this or future chamber events?
Well, that's a great question, and thank you, Kevin. They just have to contact me at the chamber at either wbloomfieldchamber@gmail.com, 248-626-3636. They can even contact me if they have another issue. I'm very great at sort of trying to problem solve, even if they're not a chamber member. I cannot begin to tell you how many people call me about different issues, and I direct them to the correct contact or resource. People seem to confuse a chamber with the government, and most local chambers are nonprofits. We are not associated with the government, but we certainly are connected to them.
Right.
We have their ear and they have ours, and they're very responsive. The current administration at the township is very responsive to the needs of the community, so they're always willing to listen, especially to legitimate concerns, because we want our community to thrive. And really be the best that we can. We are a jewel in Oakland County between our lakes and our library and our police and fire department and our parks and rec. We have so many things to offer here. So it's really important that they stay committed and let their voice be heard. And I'm happy to do that. But I am the voice of business, so I love, being a business matchmaker and trying to figure out how to help our businesses in our area thrive and survive. That's my mission.
I love that, Suzanne. The voice of business. That's my new title for you. I love that. That sounds great. And we appreciate all the information that you provided today. Appreciate you for even hosting and putting this event on. Any additional information you want to let us or our audience know before we let you go?
I just think it's really a fabulous event to attend, and we're going to have a little raffle at the end, which is always fun. And as I say, Charlie, you never know what's going to come out of his mouth, but it'll be fun. It will be a fun, great event to honor people in our community that deserve it. And just on a side note, our next big event is going to be our golf outing.
Okay.
It's going to be September 30th. I don't play golf. But I will be riding around in the cart to make sure everyone is well hydrated and having fun. And it's going to be at Twin Beach Country Club. You can also go to our website, westbloomfieldchamber.com, to find out all the latest and greatest events, because we have a lot of them every month.
I'm the same way when it comes to golf, Suzanne. I have some clubs, but I am not that good. So you probably have the most fun job riding on the golf carts. I will give you that.
Come and join me. You'll take your camera and we'll go around.
Yeah. There you go. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your time, your information. Once again, Executive Director for the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, Suzanne Levine. We appreciate you.
Thank you again, Kevin. Have a great week.
Once again, the Key to the Township Awards are going to be taking place on July 30th. We appreciate Suzanne for stopping by and for sharing this information here on the Splash Live. Michigan's unemployment rate remains high at 5.4%. As a result, the state has launched an AI and the workforce plan aimed at generating an estimated 130,000 new jobs and $70 billion in economic impact by integrating AI with workforce development. Christian Williams of the CJW Consulting Group of West Bloomfield recently joined us on the Splash Live to tell us how people can properly navigate unemployment. Christian, glad to have you with us.
Thank you. Good morning. Good to be here.
Good morning to you as well. And I want to jump right into things. Michigan's unemployment rate is currently among some of the highest in the country. How are you seeing this impact job seekers here in Greater West Bloomfield?
I think in general that we've entered somewhat of a white collar recession. Our unemployment rate is higher than the average. Average unemployment rate right now has been holding for the last several months at about 4.2%. However, we're at 5.4, so we're a little bit higher, and I think that a lot of that is linked to, of course, as everyone knows, in Michigan, we are heavily tied to the automotive industry. Basically, 20% of our jobs are tied to the automotive industry. We're also seeing a lot of layoffs, a lot of things related to, the tariffs and, things like that. So a lot of jobs are directly tied to manufacturing, or they're indirectly tied. So I think that's really, really impacting our economy.
You're absolutely right about that. And I know that job searches can be very taxing for a lot of people. It can be a very frustrating process to partake in. But as I said, there have been some great AI tools that have been coming out recently. What practical steps can local residents take starting today to use AI tools like ChatGPT or AI-powered platforms to stand out in their job applications?
So I think that, you can definitely use AI as it pertains to your job search. I, of course, have a business where I'm focused on helping people with resume writing, interview preps, and really tailoring their documents to those roles. But at the same time, there's also AI that can be used for that. I do know people who have used AI to help with their resumes. Now, I don't personally suggest that you just use AI exclusively. I think you can use it as a tool, and then you still need to go in and, possibly make amendments really tailored toward the role that you're applying for. But ChatGPT has been, a useful resource for many. And people have been able to use that to kind of get get some help with, writing their resumes, their cover letters, and things like that, and really customize it toward the role. But I think it's important to really remember that AI is very highly input driven. So you're only going to be as good as what you're feeding it. So you have to really know what to ask it to really make it specific and really make sure that you're creating something that's going to be tailored to you and be specific and not just a generic, document.
That's absolutely right. Don't have it be the only tool in your tool belt. Use it to help you get started, but then maybe fine tune it a little bit more from there. And you just touched on this a little bit just a second ago, but with AI applying to thousands of jobs per minute, how can job seekers in West Bloomfield make sure that their applications remain personalized and meaningful?
I think it's definitely about really making sure that you're looking at the requirement section of the job posting, and you're really making sure that you have those skills. And that's one thing, that's where a lot of people go wrong, is they just kind of mass apply for 20, 30, 40 jobs, but they're not really targeting what the company is asking for. And so a prime example, let's just say that the company's job posting in the requirement section says they want someone with very strong leadership skills. Well, then you need to be showing how you've led a team, how you've managed a team. You need to say that you have strong leadership skills. Unfortunately, a lot of people, they don't really say that. They just kind of look at a job posting and they say, oh, okay, I have these skills, and then they apply. But I'm like, is your resume really saying that you have that? So even if you're using AI, you need to really make sure that you're showing that you have the skills that are requested in that job posting and that you're tailoring it accordingly.
For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Christian Williams with the CJW Consulting Group in West Bloomfield as we tackle unemployment rates in Michigan and in Greater West Bloomfield and tools that can be used to help you find some work. Now, you talked about it a second ago that manufacturing has been very hard hit in Michigan. What advice do you have for job seekers transitioning from that sector to maybe to something else? Are there new roles or industries that they should explore?
I think that you definitely have to focus on transferable skills. And that's the thing. Sometimes people are in manufacturing roles and some of them may be paid very well, but they're somewhat in a, I don't want to call it a niche role, but are their skills really transferable to other industries? And I really think that this is the time to really be investing in your education, even if it's not a full degree program or it doesn't even have to be a 4-year degree program. But this is the time to really be getting, training, certificates. There's all types of education that you can, pursue, even if local community colleges. We're in Oakland County. Oakland County Community Colleges is a great institution. So this is a time where I really think people need to be investing in their education, really leveling up those skills, really looking at what they can focus on and how it's transferable. If you're in a leadership role in manufacturing, focus on those transferable skills so that you can use those skills and, get into another industry. But I think this is definitely a time where you have to remain versatile and you cannot put all of your eggs in one basket.
I like that. Use this opportunity to build your resume up a little bit more, to show what else you could do, and to learn some new skills along the way. That is very, very smart advice for anyone, whether they currently have a job or they're looking for something else. Going back to the AI tools that can help you find some other form of work, let's say you end up getting to a job interview. How should job seekers balance AI-driven tools with demonstrating essential human qualities like curiosity, communication, and confidence?
So I think it's definitely important to focus on, your soft skills as well, because at the end of the day, you can have the strong, technical acumen, you can have the education, but if you're not likable, if you're not adaptable, if you're not flexible, people may not want to hire you. You know what I mean? So I think you really have to focus on those hard skills. You can leverage your AI resources, but you have to be able to show that you're a good person for the job, and that's not always exclusively based on your technical skill set.
That's right. All things for everybody to stay aware of. Now, I'm curious, are there emerging job opportunities in our region that are created by the AI economy itself, roles that West Bloomfield residents should possibly be training for?
Well, what I would say is, we definitely have tech companies here, such as Google. Although Google's not necessarily specifically in West Bloomfield, they do have a presence in the Metro Detroit area. Like, there's an office downtown. I believe we have an office in Ann Arbor. So those companies like that, those big tech companies, they have a lot of potential AI opportunities. A lot of the tech roles are also remote, so you do not necessarily have to be, exclusively seated in the region where the company may be. There's lots of roles like AI product managers, research scientists. I had a client recently who worked in generative AI. So there's roles. She worked remotely. So there's roles and there's opportunity to break into that sector.
Once again, Christian Williams with the CJW Consulting Group of West Bloomfield is joining us right now on the Splash Live as we tackle unemployment rates in Michigan and what residents can do to help get them back into the workforce. Now, for young adults entering the job market right now, maybe in a state still recovering from job losses, what role can AI play in helping them find their first meaningful employment?
AI is a very useful tool, and you can ask AI almost anything, like a chat GPT or something like that. And so I think one way to look at it is you can ask AI and say, hey, based on my skill set, based on the experience I've had, based on the internships that I've completed, what role would align best with my background? I think that's one way that you can use it. You can also use it with your resumes and your cover letters and things like that. I think this is the time to really focus on transferable skill sets and to focus on your impact. You cannot just have a task-oriented resume. You need to show your impact, how you've improved costs, how you've, cut costs, how you've negotiated, new relationships you've formed. You really have to focus on that, because a lot of the college students who are graduating right now, they're having a difficult time finding jobs. Again, we're in somewhat, economically, we're not in the true recession, but we're in somewhat of a white collar recession. And I've even been reading lately how a lot of the elite MBA graduates from the Columbias and the Northwesterns and all those schools, they're having a harder time finding jobs. So if they're having a harder time finding jobs, I'm sure that, that's going to just trickling down to those who maybe didn't go to the as prestigious institutions. So just really focusing on your skill set, impact. That's the thing I cannot stress enough, is the impact. You cannot just, focus on tasks. You have to show impact, and you have to be able to associate numbers with it if you can.
That's right. All very, very wise advice for everybody in the community. And Christian, how are local employers, and this is what we're seeing, how local employers and community leaders are adapting to these tools. What role do you and CJW Consulting play in aligning job seeker skills with evolving local employer needs?
So typically when people come to me, what happens is they book consults with me. I have them send me a few jobs of interest, and what I do is one-on-one personalized consultation. I meet with them, and then I find ways to tailor their resume based on the skills that they have, so they can potentially land that job. Now, of course, I can't guarantee that that's going to happen, but I have great success rate with that. And so it's really just, again, focusing kind of on those transferable skills and going from there.
Well, Christian, we really thank you for stopping by and for giving us this wonderful information for all of us here on the Splash Live. Any final words before we let you go for people to take into consideration as they continue their job search?
The biggest thing that I can tell people right now is that you have to be adaptable and you have to be flexible. And so sometimes that means that you may have to step outside of the realm of what you're applying for. The biggest thing, I'm sure we've all heard, that you can't continue to do the same thing and expect different results. And so you have to switch up your job search. Sometimes you may have to apply for some things that weren't necessarily in your normal purview. And then also you're going to have to increase the number of job positions that you're applying for. This is not the, during COVID just a few years ago, there was a huge surge in hiring, a lot of online jobs, a lot of overhiring, and you could kind of quit a job, go get another remote job and, move on. This is not that anymore. So you're going to have to put out a lot of applications, and just know statistically you're not going to get a call back from the majority of those applications because the application volume is so heavy. So you have to be applying, you have to put yourself out there, and you have to just think outside of the box.
Well, all great information for everybody in the West Bloomfield community to have. Christian, thank you so much for joining us here on the Splash Live today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Have a good day.
Really appreciate that conversation, but that is going to do it for us today here on the Splash Live. I want to say a big thank you to all of our guests and for everyone on the Splash Live team for helping to make this show possible. I've been your host, Jake Schaff. Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.